Yeah, that sounds fresh. Those are good batteries, yo.
Yeah. I can't see the lights. Oh.
So, thanks for being here and talking to me.
Same for you. Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about what inspired you to make a documentary here.
Well, we were on the road and we were just shooting the shit, and a couple of us just said, you know what? We're making history right now. We need to be showing the world what's going on in this band.
In what sense were you making history?
Getting in the music industry. There's not many bands like us, so there's 0 bands like us. So we wanted to show that even like bands that are completely original can make it too.
Yeah, so when you went to, whose idea was it though? Was it all of your idea collectively, or did one of you kind of say, wow, we should really film this historical moment?
There were just so many, it's just so enthusiastic. As soon as, I don't know who said documentary first, but whoever it was like, absolutely, yes, it's coming from all parts of the car.
Just like that, like just a chorus of yeses. Fundamentally, when you're making a documentary, or really pointing a camera at anyone, they're going to act differently. There's no such thing as a documentary that literally shows exactly the way things are. So I guess I'm wondering if you can talk about, given that, how accurate this portrait of your band actually is. Did anyone ham for the camera? Is it really...
None of us eat ham.
None of you
We
eat
all
ham.
well, me and Ben are vegetarians.
Right.
And Gavin didn't eat meat for it.
Right, but that's not quite what I'm asking. What I mean is, in terms of being filmed, people act differently. If I were talking to you now with this camera off, you'd probably be acting differently than you are, because the camera is on and fundamentally you're aware of that. So what I want to know is your band, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is your band this silly in real life, or were they acting for the cameras?
I don't know what you mean by silly.
Oh, there's a lot of goofing off in the movie, especially in front of the Lincoln Memorial and at a bunch of other places.
It's not goofing off, it is serious.
Right.
It's an art.
But would you do serious dancing in front of the Lincoln Memorial if there were no cameras around?
I mean, we definitely planned to dance in front of the Lincoln Memorial. If we hadn't filmed it, we probably would have danced anyway, yes.
What were you trying to accomplish by dancing in front of the Lincoln Memorial?
I wanted to show Lincoln and America and my fans, first of all, we can dance. Second of all, we can dance for America.
But what do you mean by dance for America?
Some of us think of white. Well, one of us thinks of blue, and one of us thinks of red, and then all of us think of freedom and liberty and groove.
And the scene where you're dancing in front of the Lincoln Memorial, and I guess it was the police officer or whatever had a problem with that. That must have been scary. Do you have a lot of experience with the law, with the authorities?
I got arrested when I was 15 at a college campus. They thought we were doing drugs, and we weren't. We were just getting scared.
How was getting scared mistaken for drugs?
Because we were in the woods.
I see. So I need some of the backstory here in general. How long was the tour? And in a larger sense, what did you hope to gain out of touring in all these living rooms?
The tour was 3 days. And I think what we hoped to gain out of the tour, we did gain money, number 1, fans, number 2, and the other thing was just we hope to get our foot into the music industry door, and I mean, we saw that door and we put our foot in it.
But again, not to harp on this point, it looked like you played for some very nice audiences, but I'm wondering if were any of them in the music industry?
No.
So in terms of getting your foot in the door, how did playing for like your guitarist's aunt help you in that area?
Well, it's like word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It spreads like wildfire.
Mm.
It's like they're so good.
Mm.
They're so good. They're so good. They're
I
so
see.
good. Just keeps on going until it gets to a famous person.
I see. And how long? I guess the question I have is, it seems like I see what you're saying, but it seems like the process of playing for your guitarist's aunt
Mm-hmm.
and hoping that playing for her would lead to a famous person, it seems like kind of a lengthy process. So I'm wondering if kind of building off that, you can talk about the patience required to become a very successful musical act. How long are you willing to stick with this so that the word finally does get to that decision maker?
Okay. Well, I think I read a lot about meditation and positive thinking. And so in terms of patience, I think just having patience comes from doing meditation. So like as a band, we'll just sit in a room and meditate for hours, and like we'll chant, we're gonna make it into the music industry.
And that's gonna work, you think?
Oh, definitely. I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
So I know that you sometimes will look at movies and guess how many stars are in it. And I was just wondering how many stars you think that this documentary is worth.
Wait, you're asking for my opinion of the film?
Yeah,
Are you sure you want to know?
I think the fans want to know.
Well, the fans should probably wait for my review. I don't know how ethical it would be to tell you now, but I will say that I would probably give it 2 stars. Somewhere around a solid C-. Well, it just felt kind of all over the map. It wasn't really edited right.
It was literally all over the map. We went all over the country.
No, you just went from, I believe it was Boston to, Washington, D.C.? That's not really all over the country. And do you sure you want me to keep critiquing this now to
I
your
want
face?
to know.
Well, it just felt like there wasn't really a coherent structure. Felt like the storylines could have used some work. There were some digressions that, I guess I didn't quite get. But, to be fair, I'm sure that there's probably a critic or two out there who might find more merit in some of the weirdness. You sure you want me to keep going?
That's enough.
Okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry. You asked me my opinion, so
Yeah,
I can't lie.
I thought before the camera you'd say it was okay.
No. See, critics can't lie. Once you lie, your credibility is just shot.
But I paid you.
You didn't pay me. So what's next?
The future is a beaming globe of light, and I think that we're like sperm, and we're just gonna get into that light, no matter who we have to nudge out of the way, and one day there'll be a big baby.